Wow, this is a beautiful 1967 Ford Mustang convertible, trimmed out with GT trim, riding on a brand new set of the style steel rims with brand new tires, 195, 65, 15s all the way around. It's got the GTA emblems, the GT stripe, GT gas cap. The previous owner had most of the stuff to turn it into a GT. It's just a beautiful restoration. Mechanically, interior wise, it's perfect. The only flaw on the car is it's got a really nice driver quality paint, not a brand new show quality paint. It's got a few chips and a few scratches and stuff, but all in all, just a car you can jump in and drive coast to coast, in my opinion, and really enjoy. It does have a white top. The top is in excellent condition as well, and really goes nicely, that white top with the white GTA stripe. I have a black GTA stripe also, that if the customer wants would go with it, but with the white top I thought the white stripe would look good on it. As we come around here, the front bumper looks great. The horse and corral is not new, it's the original, so there is a few pits around the corral and a few pits on the horse itself, but all in all is in really decent shape. As we look at the engine compartment, that is definitely show quality. Engine, according to the previous owner, this is a built 289. Haven't run all the numbers. He also stated that the motor had 5,000 miles or less. The transmission had under 1,000 miles on the rebuild. And this car was built to drive. It's got a fuel regulator and stuff on it. This other line here also, the previous owner had it set up to where if they wanted to put a throttle body on it, had the fuel injected line on it, you could do that as well. So that goes all the way back into the trunk, that braided hose, and it was done very professionally. As we look at the engine compartment, when the engine was out, it was all painted a high gloss black. It does have power brakes, disc brakes in the front, and a $2,000 rack and pinion Mustang steering was all installed. So very nice rack and pinion on it, power disc brakes in the front, and a really nice undercarriage. It's all been painted black, new brake lines, just basically kind of a rotisserie restoration when it was done underneath. So very nice job under there. Engine runs super smooth. It's got a 4-barrel and Edelbrock intake on it. Does have the deluxe hood, and the bottom of the hood's painted just as nice as the rest of the body. Shut the hood a little better here. There we go. As we look up and down the sides of the top of the hood where it meets the fender, it lines up beautifully. We do have some paint chips that were done probably in when they started assembling this years and years ago when the paint was done. They've been touched up. We got a few paint chips around this front nose, and we have a few little touch-ups and a little chip right along here along the edge of that hood. But the line on the driver's side is beautiful from front to back. As we come across here to the passenger side, it's just a little tighter than the driver's side, but it's got a nice even gap as well. Doesn't come into contact anywhere there. We do have a couple more touch-ups right over here on this passenger side headlight eyebrow. The overall appearance of this Mustang Mustang convertible is fantastic. Has a great look, a beautiful shine. It just has some chips and stuff on it. Both of the turn signals work in the deluxe hood. We've got a little paint chip here. Got a couple little chips here that have been touched up right on the body line. Another one here. So like I said, it's older paint, but very, very straight car, and it has a beautiful shine. Rocker panel's all solid. As we go in here in the front of the door, there's no blisters. We got a couple little air pockets underneath this white sticker. I just put it on a couple days ago, so it really needs to be in the sun a little more. So there is a few little air pockets in that white stripe. No blisters on the door, no blisters on the lower quarter anywhere. As we look underneath the car, it's got brand new dual exhaust, brand new brake lines, really look sharp underneath. Our door gap looks great on the driver or passenger side here. Door handle looks nice as well. Got a couple little paint chips that I'm touched up right here by the top of the chrome. Here's what I'm talking about though. You look up and down the sides. This is just a beautiful Mustang. Great sound and dual exhaust. It's got a new GT cap, a brand new back bumper. It's got brand new taillight lenses. I'm sorry, taillight chrome bezels are all brand new on it as well. So this car looks really sharp from the back. It's got a nice potent V8 engine in it. It really sounds nice, and that sound backs it up. As far as our trunk lid goes, it probably needs to be buffed. We got a lot of little micro scratches here in the red. I don't think any of them are really through, but there is some scratches and stuff in that trunk lid. Just wanted you to be aware of that when you look right on top of it. As far as our gap on the trunk lid, great gap. It really lines up beautifully along the side of that driver's side quarter panel. If we look in the trunk, we have our original spare. There is a car cover in a bag. We also have a brand new trunk mat in there as well. So this little Mustang convertible is really finished out nicely. It's got an excellent parade boot, and that fits very nicely. It's easy to put on. It's stretched out nice. As we open up the passenger door, we look here in our corner of our door. No body filler there, never had any. Rubbers are new when the restoration was done, so they're very pliable. Door panel, window cranks, armrest, everything on this passenger door. The paint on the passenger door is excellent. Just really sharp interior in this car. Jambs were done just as nice as the exterior body. Looks to me like the doors were painted off the car. Carpet has been new. The seats were all redone. And when they redid the seats, they put all new foam in it, guys. I mean, these seats are super professionally done. If we look at the tightness on the seats and how these backs feel and fit, just whoever did them did a great job on the seats. Very comfortable to drive. It does have the front seat belts, both sides, and it does have two in the rear. So carpet was done very nicely. Back door panels are excellent. I'd give this interior an overall at least a 9 out of 10. Very, very nice. Dash pad is nice. It does have a tilt wheel, and it does have the wood grain steering wheel and the full console, which is a very expensive option. It's got the factory seat belts and the holders there. It does have the upgraded kick panels with what are the Infinities? Kenwood. It's got Kenwood speakers in the kick panels. As we look here in the jams, everything was painted red. There's no any other color that you see anywhere on this car but red. Door shuts great. There is two little holes here. The only thing I can tell is what they are is probably was a factory, when this car was sold brand new, probably had like a factory dealership nameplate there. That when they restored it, they probably left it on, and then the previous owner must have took it off. So that'll have to be fixed probably, or a different emblem put on there sometime. As we look up and down the driver's side, just as nice and straight as the passenger side. Like I said, there's not going to be any disappointments with the way this car looks and drives. You have to drive it and get a good feel for how nice this Mustang convertible really is. Like I said, not show quality paint, but driver quality paint, and in my opinion, show quality everything else. As we go down here, I don't see any blisters in the lower quarters, nothing behind the wheel, nothing over top of the wheel. We do have one scratch right here above, just a hair above that wheel well trim. So it's got just a little scratch right there where my fingernail is. Other than that, we look up and down the sides. This body line, which mates up from the door to the quarter, looks really good, both sides. The only blisters I seen on this car when I first got it in is it does have a couple little blisters at this very front corner of this door. Right here. You can barely see them, but they're there on my thumb. Other than that, the lower fender, quarters, rockers, everything looks really good. Another thing is our windows go up and down really nicely. They've got all new window felts. They've got the nice rubbers up and down here. Like I said, very smooth. The scuff plates were new when the interior was done, but you can tell there's some scratches and stuff like that on them. Here we go again, the inside of the door. All that looks nice in the jambs. Door panel looks great. It does have a remote mirror. Armrest is great. The paint, we redid the paint on the black on the inside of the doors. Looks wonderful there. It's got its factory tag. Corner of the door is perfect, rust-free there. There's a good video of the bottom of the door. Chrome on the seats is good. It's got a few little scuffs around it, but all in all, it's in great shape. The only thing I can see is the glove box needs to be adjusted. That lock needs to be moved in a little bit. It works and functions fine. It's got the original owner's manual and stuff in there. It just doesn't line up very tight with the dash. It needs to be adjusted. Dash pad's great. We've had a run in here. It's about 90 degrees. It's about not quite halfway between cold and hot on temperature. Oil pressure gauge works. Amp gauge works. If you can see that, the factory clock works, which is amazing. It has 2,602 miles. I'm guessing it just probably went over to 102, but it's hard to say. 2-speed wipers. They work and they park and they function properly. Gas gauge works. Heater fan works. Horn works. As we go out here, you can see the left signal and the right signal both work, and they work on the dash. It's got a Mustang AM/FM cassette. Works perfectly. And this car, really guys, is priced to sell. I mean, this is a super nice running and driving, mechanically Mustang convertible. I don't know if you can see this, but look at the pedals. I mean, the restoration on this car is fantastic. As we look at the carpet, the pedals, brand new pedal and stuff in there. Pedals are all blasted and painted. Just want to make sure I'm in the right gear here. Yeah, there we go. This Mustang not only sounds mean, it is mean. This thing's got, for a little small block, it really runs well and runs hard. Transmission's got a little shift kit in it. Snaps you a little bit. Like I said, if you fly in and you drive this thing, you'll want to drive it home. It's an awesome, awesome Mustang convertible. Kickdown works. One of the fastest little stock Mustang convertibles that I've ever drove. Brakes work good. Rack and pinion steering's fantastic. Transmission has a nice firm shift. As far as their speedometer goes, no bounce in there, up to 50 anyway. And having that tilt wheel, guys, really makes it nice. Right up to 70 mile an hour, doesn't miss a beat. Bring it right back down to 55, 60. Goes down the road fantastic, no hands on the wheel. Does not need alignment, the brakes work excellent. I mean, this car is just a wonderful Mustang. We're gonna try our high-speed braking here. Nose of the car just brakes right down right now. Power disc brakes work excellent, no pull.